Hey everybody, I'm Daniel the Dragon and I'm here at the Fire in the Hell 03 channel, and I'm here to do our first ever Halloween spectacular. This is our horror movie month. That's right, I've picked 4 horror movies and I've stayed in one franchise, so I chose to do the classic and somewhat campy Sleepaway Camp movies. I haven't watched these in a while, so each week that I'm doing a review of one of the Sleepaway Camp movies, I'm going to watch the movie to give myself a complete refresh so I can give you an up-close and honest opinion on things. Now, let's get started with the first installment in our Halloween classic spooktacular with Sleepaway Camp. Now, just so we're clear, Sleepaway Camp is available on DVD and Blu-ray. I do not have the Blu-ray. I have the classic Sleepaway Camp Survival Kit edition. Now, that being said, let's talk about this movie. This movie has a lot of relevance in today's society, and we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to give spoilers because it is a classic movie, and at this point, it shouldn't be a spoiler. But if you've never seen the movie and you'd like to, heads up right now, spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. I'm going to be talking in depth about this movie. So, the movie starts off at a camp, and you have a guy out on a boat with his kids, a sailboat, and yeah, the kids are playing around. Meanwhile, you've got a speedboat going around pulling a girl on skis, so she's water skiing. Kids are talking, and the girl wants to drive the boat, and it's like, oh, let me drive it. So yeah, you can already see where this is going. So we have an accident. The speedboat crashes into the sailboat, which, because the kids were playing around, tipped over. So the father, little boy, and the little girl, they get into an accident. And yeah, that's pretty much our opening for the movie. Now, we find out, though, standing on the shore, there's another guy yelling for him. So, can you see where this is going? Probably not, because now we're going to start throwing some curveballs and some wacky stuff. So, we go years later, we got this crazy lady, and I mean crazy, because her acting is so over the top that it really does seem like this woman has had a mental break. So, she's got her son, Ricky, and a little girl by the name of Angela, and they're cousins. So it seems this is the woman who's taking care of the little girl who was in the accident. So, yeah, they have New York accents, so you can tell this is like a New York kind of style for at least the characters. So they have that New York accent, which I love because, hey, I'm Brooklyn. What can I say? But what we have now is she's sending them off to summer camp. And she's giving them their medical records and telling them not to say where they got them from, which is weird and creepy, and yeah, doesn't make sense why. So, kids get to summer camp. Now, you got your usual cast of characters. You got kind of your bitchy female camp counselor. You got the cool guy camp counselor. You got the bunch of the slacker counselors and goof-offs and whatnot, and all the kids that you would find at summer camp. The bitchy pretty girl, and you think maybe she's pretty. I don't know. It was 80s standards, and they're very different from today. But you got the girl Judy, who's changed over the summer because Ricky knows her quite well. You got Ricky's buddy, his bunkmates, and Angela's bunking with Judy. So she's in that cabin. And I've gone to summer camp, so I know these camp kind of stereotypes, and they are true to an extent. To an extent, mind you. But what we have here is Angela really doesn't talk. And Ricky kind of got a foul mouth. We're not going to lie here. This kid's gonna say some shit. There's YouTube censors. Like I care. Now, so what we have now is Angela's not really participating. She's not eating. So they're in the mess hall, and yeah, we see this creepy cook with a very large, over the top, like just creepy attitude. And he kind of corners Angela, and it seems like he's going to get all rapey. Yeah. Disturbing enough just because you see the guy. And if you look at him, yeah, he gives off that the date rapist vibe. So, kudos. The movie got that one right. So, a little later on, after Angela gets out of there, thanks to a little assistance from her cousin Ricky, she then is now doing her own thing, and we come back to the kitchen where they're getting ready to make lunch, and the other cooks kind of walk away. You got the creepy rapist dude with a way oversized pot to, like, this thing is, like, huge. It's comically huge, mind you, because I don't think I've known anyone who's ever worked in a restaurant, any chef whatsoever, who can find a pot this big to make corn. So he's boiling water, trying to throw salt in, needs to throw a little more salt, and as he's reaching, he's like got to climb up on a stool, and somebody's creeping around in the kitchen. He doesn't hear him, and hand comes out, yanks the stool out from under him, and he goes into the pot. The pot comes falling down, and he is roasted. I can't even say this is a fatality. We probably had at least 2 fatalities by the father and the brother, Angela's brother. So yeah, that's probably the fatalities that we've had so far. This guy's screaming, his face and hands, they're blistering, and you just keep screaming and screaming and screaming. And I gotta say, it looked good for the 80s. You can't lie. Like, this effect looked good. While the pot is way comical, this is just beautifully done. And he gets taken away in an ambulance. They make it seem like he's dead, but he was kind of just burned really badly. So we got creepy head of the camp, the old guy who is very pervy in his own self-righteousness, and he basically bribes the other guys who work in the kitchen with a raise, and offers one of them a head cook position, just so this way they'll keep working, so they can kind of, let's keep this on the down low. So yeah, great. Now you're watching a bunch of kids from the 80s and their camp counselors wearing shorts that are way too short. Way too short. Yeah, you got a whole baseball scene going on, and the kids playing baseball, girls are playing volleyball, and there is just, the guys are using some of the foulest language, and Ricky is a prime example of this one, but he's going to get worse. You want to pay attention to Ricky, because he's definitely one of the more interesting characters. So now, Angela's doing her thing. She's hardly talking, but she does kind of start talking to Ricky's best buddy, who he's known for years at the camp. So they're doing their thing, and we get to the kind of camp social. So there's a little interaction. You got a bunch of jerky guys. They're like kind of making fun of Angela, and Ricky comes to her aid as usual, because this is Ricky. Ricky is our hero. Or is he a killer? I'm trying to decide, because you never see the person who's committing these acts. So we follow up with Angela's finally talking to Ricky's buddy, and the guys all get a bunch of these older guys get the girls together to try to bring them down to the lake and go skinny dipping. It's not really working out for them. You got a bunch of guys, so you got a lot of homoeroticism of a bunch of guys sitting there and jumping into the water in their underwear. Yeah. Well, one of the other guys, he actually gets one of the girls to go out in the canoe with him, and he's kind of pranking around and doing his thing, and tips the boat over. This girl ain't having none of that shit. She leaves him. She flat cold leaves his ass there. I like that girl. That girl's smart. That girl gets the smart prize in a horror movie because she wasn't hanging around. All the guys leave because they don't see him, and he's goofing around. He's underneath the tipped over canoe. So he's under there and he's saying weird things like, hey, bobbery bop bop. Weird, but funny. So he then proceeds to do this wonderful little aspect of talking to someone we don't see. So he's looks like almost breaking the fourth wall, but somebody apparently popped up inside or under this canoe while it's underwater, and they drown him. They drown his ass. He's found in the morning by one of the counselors or lifeguard for the camp, over by the lake, with a canoe on top of him, and a snake crawling out of his nose. So it's like you got this snake going across his face, looked like it came out of his nose. That was kind of nose, mouth, either way, just very cool. I like the way they did that. It was a cool effect, and this is very cheesy because it is the 80s. The effects in this franchise, they can get better, but you kind of don't want them to. But we have this whole interaction of things going on. You can tell Judy's being a bit more of a bitch. She wants nothing to do with Ricky, but at the same time, she seems to like bothering Angela. And yeah, we go through a whole lot of other nonsensical woohoo craziness. So in the process of all of this, we go, and I'm going to skip ahead to our next, I guess, kill. Is this a kill, really? Yeah. Angela is looking for her cousin, and their kids playing on the roof. They're throwing water balloons on a roof. I don't ever believe that any summer camp I've ever been to, there was the ability to get to the roof of the cabin, but this place apparently did because of the position. So the kids are up there, and the older guys are throwing water balloons, and Angela gets hit with a water balloon. Here comes Ricky to save the day again. That's right, we got Ricky, good old Ricky, coming in. And while he comes in to save the day, his buddy's like taking care of Angela, and Ricky goes ballistic. This kid goes into a tirade of profanity that is beautiful for the 80s. This is the language that you wanted to hear in the 80s because it's coming from a little kid, and I don't think Ricky's like older than 15. So he's like really just going to town on this shit. So we follow up with one of the guys who was throwing the water balloons, goes to the bathroom. That's right, we're going to get a bathroom kill. The good thing about this movie is we technically don't really see the kills, so the way that they're done, the effects, and keeping it kind of mysterious works very well. So we get, I guess, a wasp's nest or a hornet's nest is thrown into the bathroom stall after a broom has been put through the door handles of a couple of stalls. So this kid ain't getting out. This kid is stung so bad, he eventually forces his way out, breaking through, and yeah, dead. Kaputs. This kid is like covered, and you see like an arm and kind of like covered with like hornets or wasps. Just wow. You don't like bugs? This kid got it from bugs on the toilet. That's an embarrassing way to die, folks. So we then proceed to our next kill, because I'm just going for the kills here, folks, because let's face it, it's hard. You want the kills, you want the gore, the mystery, and that's what I want, because I'm the dragon and I love gore. But we're not going to get gore here, because this isn't gore fest. No, this is classic horror. Some people call it campy, I call it classic. So after we get that kill, we get more camp activities. People are dying. The head guy running the camp is not happy. He's losing campers left and right. Yeah, people are dying. Oh well. You got people dying, people injured, whatever. Doesn't do anything for me. But hopefully I'm not missing this, but now the female counselor kind of goes off on Angela, freaks out. She starts yelling, screaming at her, and calling her a bitch, throws her into the lake. So, yep, that Counselor Meg, you're gone. You know you're gone. Come on. Ricky tries to save his cousin but the old creepy guy thinks Ricky is our killer because he's always coming to Angela's aid. Stupid people. Stupid people. But yeah, the old guy, he would deserve to get slapped, and if not killed. So, now, Meg gets the night off. But while Angela was thrown into the lake, she's coming out, Ricky's helping her out. You got a bunch of kids throwing stuff at her, like little kids. So, they're having a social, like little party thing for the kids at the camp, a little dance, whatever you want to call it. So, their social event is basically now, it's going on after Ricky's buddy had kind of made out with Judy, the bitch. And Angela saw this, and so you got that little budding romance shattered by the camp bitch. Now, yeah, we got ourselves problems, because Judy's a bitch, Meg's a bitch. Who's going to get it first? Let's go for the counselor, Meg. Meg decides she gets the day off, while one of the other counselors has to take some kids off to the woods. Somebody else gets a day off, and everybody else has to be there for the social. So Meg actually makes a date with the creepy old guy who runs the camp. I'm like, Meg looks like she's probably about 18, 19 years old, and she's gonna go fool around with this old creepy guy. Hey, to each his own, I guess. What can I say? Players gotta play. Haters gonna hate. Meg's just a bitch. Oh well. So, Meg, being the bitch that she is, needs to take a shower, wants to cut in front of some of the other girls who they're getting ready because they're going to go to the social, so they want to take their shower. Nope. So, Meg goes to one of the empty cabins because a bunch of kids have gone and they've left. Their parents have pulled them out since the murders and killings and stuff. So Meg goes to take a shower. Yeah, Meg gets stabbed in the shower. Classic stabbed in the shower, psycho kind of scene. Great. It was perfect. Thank you. She's gone. We lose Meg. And we even get like the shower with the blood coming down and the hand turning off the faucet. But we don't see who it is. We've not seen who it is. And this is getting annoying because you want to know who is it? Who's killing people? Well, we're going to get to that. But, so now, during the camping trip, a couple of the kids want to go back. They're afraid while the other kids are left there. The counselor's got to take them back. Something was wrong here because they only had one counselor taking them, like 5 kids on a camping trip, and 2 of them are coming back. And he's got to take them. He's leaving these other kids to sleep in the woods. I don't know why you would do that, but nah. So there's some foreshadowing. And yeah, so we've got this wonderful Judy, the camp darling, the beauty of the camp, if you can call her that. Yeah, this girl, she takes some guy back to her cabin, starts making out with him. The old guy comes looking for Meg. Can't find her. Judy don't know where she is, but she makes up her lies and goes off. The guy leaves. The guy's gonna leave Judy, and I'd flat leave her ass too, because you know what? You don't want to get in trouble, but Judy's a bitch. So he leaves, and Judy stays in the cabin. Judy sees a silhouette in the doorway of somebody showing up, and she tells him, whoever it is, keep the lights off, otherwise we're going to have to go to the stupid social. I might actually be saying the lines there, I don't know. But, so what happens is, Judy, while in the cabin, she don't know who it is, but you see a silhouette, and it could be a guy, it could be a girl, it just weird silhouette, covers her face, thank God, just covers her face with a pillow, and curling iron, hot curling iron, just If you've ever been burned by a curling iron, I don't know where the killer stuck this thing, but yeah, I've touched one of those curling irons. If you got a mom, sister, you're a girl who you use a curling iron, you got a significant other who uses a curling iron. Guys, if you're another guy and you've used a curling iron, you know how hot this friggin' thing is. Getting killed by this, yeah, the vanity alone, she got what she deserved. Thinking she was better than everybody else. Now, the old guy finds Meg. Finds her body, swears it's Ricky, he's gonna go get him. So he goes and hunts Ricky down, catches him, and starts beating the shit out of Ricky. You're like, what the hell? He's beating the shit out of Ricky. Now, he disappears. As he goes, decides, oh shit, I'm in trouble, I'm gonna start running. He starts running to get away. He runs across the archery range. This is in the middle of the night, mind you. No one's gonna be out there shooting arrows, right? Yeah, comes across, you! I thought it was him, but it was you! It was you the whole time! Arrow through the neck. Great, great shot. Now, the counselors have got the cops there, and there's a funny continuity issue. If you look at the cop when he's there at the camp earlier, and you look at him later on, you see this guy shaved his mustache off. So he's got a fake, really fake mustache on as they're looking, and they eventually discover Meg's body. Yeah, he comes out of the bathroom of the cabin with a fake mustache. His thick mustache alone was pretty impressive, but he shaved it, and yeah, you can see it. It's pretty blatant. It's pretty fun to watch that, because now that I've pointed it out to you, and if you didn't notice it before, you are going to notice, and you're going to notice it every time you watch this. But now, some of the counselors are out there looking for the missing campers because they don't know where Judy is. Judy was actually stuffed behind her bed. I can't believe they haven't found her yet. But Judy and Angela are missing. Ricky and his buddy are missing. They find Ricky beaten. He's still alive. So we know Ricky ain't the killer. All of a sudden we get to the end and we get this weird flash, because we've gotten some flashes during the movie, and we find out Angela and her brother, they went and they had two dads. So this movie is ahead of its time as it is, because you had two dads, two kids, two dads. We have a progressive horror movie in the 80s with a gay couple. Yes, they were killed, or at least one of them was killed, and one of the kids goes off to live with the aunt, but one of them was there. So, but we see both of them in bed together, and you see the two little kids seeing the parents in bed together. Then we get this weird scene of the little boy pointing at the little girl, and cameras rotating around, and you're just sitting there and you're trying to figure this out, but it's like, okay, whatever. I guess there's your hints for you in the past. So we have homosexual parents, two little kids, one of them gets killed with one of the parents. Don't know if it was the actual biological father or not. Could have been. They could just both be adopted. Who knows? Oh well. That was a question we never get answered, and I'm glad. Some things are better left mysterious. So, you get to wonder about that. But a couple of the counselors find Angela and Ricky's buddy on the beach. And Angela's sitting there naked on the beach, like stroking this kid's head, like stroking his hair, and you hear her humming. And the counselors call out. Angela jumps up. She's holding the kid's head, severed, in her hand. And you hear the male head counselor, oh my God, Angela's a boy. And we get this shot as it pans out, and we see an image of Angela with this terrifying look on her face. And she has a penis. And then we get the cut back. The aunt has been dressing up the little boy, Peter. Renamed him Angela because the little girl was the one that got killed. So the little boy Peter, from the very beginning, has been Angela. Because no. Two boys won't do. No. Mom's nuts. The aunt, the mom, she's nuts. Ricky's mom is batshit crazy. And yeah, oh, yeah, we've got Angela standing there, was actually Peter. So Peter is Angela. Oh my God! So I've said so a lot in this video. If I do this again, I'm gonna have to start up a so counter. But anyway, let's get back to it. So the counselors have Angela standing there on the beach, holding this kid's severed head. Angela's naked with a penis. See, this is where the relevancy in our today's society comes out, where this was probably what I would think would be a very extremely progressive horror movie, because the killer is a little boy, but it was also a little girl. There's a gender swap, so gender identity starts to play a major effect into this movie. So we don't really know, because is Angela really associating more with being Angela, or does Angela associate with being Peter? There's this really weird dichotomy when it comes to it, and it's something that I would love to hear what other people have to say about it, because when you actually think about it, there really is a gender issue, and we have a lot of trans and gender issues going on in today's society, which is why I believe that this was a great movie to look at, not from a nostalgic point of view, but from a classic horror standpoint, because the relevancy of it from then to today really does kind of transcend what we know and how we think about things, especially looking at it retroactively. Now, we had the homosexuality aspect of the parents, because the two kids, their parents were gay, they saw their parents in bed together, and we didn't see Angela going off and living with the significant other of the parent who died, and that may have played a major factor into this, and more than likely played the biggest factor, because we've got crazy old aunt going and basically making Angela into what she was, Angela, because this was Peter. So yeah, I'm gonna have to stop saying that. Yeah. But in the 80s, there was a very big homophobic aspect to things, but gays were coming out more. A prime example of a very popular gay horror movie is Nightmare on Elm Street 2. We can go into that if I get to the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. You guys should comment down below and let me know if that's one you want me to discuss and one you want to go into, because I can definitely go, and I haven't watched the Nightmare on Elm Street series in a long time. I'm more than willing to go and do more than a month of that, because I would also go into the TV series. But we're on Sleepaway Camp. Now, you have the homosexuality aspects along with trans issues. These are things that we can have an actual discussion about, and there's a relevancy to it today. And I believe that when we actually take a look at some classic horror movies, this should be one that should be on the top of the list, because it does play a part with gender roles. And I may not suffer from any of these issues, but there's a lot of people out there, and there are a lot of horror fans that deal with these gender identity issues, and not just gender identity issues, but with identity issues in general. So why not take a look at a classic like this? Whether you want to call it campy, you want to call it just a horror movie, this is a classic. It's what, like 30 plus years old? This is a classic. At this point, it's dated in the clothing, in the style, the visual tone, the acting, all extremely dated. But the relevancy of the topic that is a subline plot in this of homosexuality, along with the gender issues of trans community. This is something that I think maybe we could all take a look at, and this could be analyzed. This should probably be taught in film classes. But let me know what you think about that in the comments section down below. Yeah, new setup. That being said, you can check out my other videos from way back when the dragon was just Daniel at the Fire in the Hell 03 channel, because this is still the Fire in the Hell 03 channel, but I'm Daniel the Dragon, and I want you guys to get involved in the discussion. Talk to me about what you want to see, and we're going to be going into the next installment next time with Sleepaway Camp 2 Unhappy Campers. Now, this has a nostalgic feeling, and I love this movie, and I have not watched it in the longest time. So now I'm going to get to watch this from a fresh perspective all over again. And having a discussion like this with you guys, it truly is something that I enjoy doing, and I hope you guys enjoy this too. But I do want you guys to be part of the conversation, so please leave comments down below, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and we can have probably some great movie discussions. We can have discussions on a whole other set of topics. Let me know what you guys want me to review. I'm more than willing to do TV shows, comic books. It all depends on what you want. So, but right now we're going to be doing movies. And this horror movie franchise is something that I think we have some real topics of conversation and things we can talk about. So yeah, gotta stop saying that. I'm Daniel the Dragon at the Fire in the Hell 03 channel. This is our horror movie classic review, spectacular, celebration, something. Come up with a title. I don't know. But make sure you tune in next time. Follow me on Twitter. I will let you guys know what movies I'm going to be doing, and I'm also going to try and give you guys some kind of an edge, but you'll be able to contact me best on there. You can also contact me in the comment section down below, because I will definitely be looking at all of that. I hope you guys subscribe. I would love for you guys to share this video so we can all join in on the topic. And let's face it, it's Halloween month, it's October. This is the season of horror movies. So let's have this topic of discussion and really get together as a community and have this discussion, because these are topics I think we can all relate to, and horror movies do have this different relevancy to them, that there is an underlying subtext that I think we all could become a part of. So join me next time for Sleepaway Camp 2 Unhappy Campers. And remember, I'll see y'all next time. Take care, everybody.